All right. Well, hello, everybody. We are going to talk about getting organized in your Mary Kay business. And this is being recorded in September. So it's a great time to kind of go back to school and go back to basics. And so that's what we're going to talk about. And we've got a couple things specific to this season that we're working in right now on our Mary Kay team, but some of the stuff will just be general and it'll be applicable all year long every year. So let's get started. When you are getting organized in your Mary Kay business, you want to have a system, right? Your systems are really, really important. And some people might be more systems on their technology, on their device. Maybe you like spreadsheets. Maybe you use a Google Calendar. Some people might be more paper, pencil, and planners and tracking sheets. But whatever I'm talking about, you really can apply these things to either one. Okay, so do what works best for your brain, which you are more likely to remember, and you'll probably do a little combination of both. So, I'm going to talk about what we use and maybe this will apply to you and your unit if you're not in my personal Mary Kay unit. And if you have questions about it, you can definitely reach out to me and I will do my best to give you whatever resources you need. If you're in my unit, you can find all these resources in our private Facebook group and in our boards, and I'll be pulling up some of those so you can see. All right. So, one of the things that you want to do when you start a fresh new month, a fresh year, we're starting a new school year. It's still the beginning of the Mary Kay year. You always want to set your goal for the month. Even if you're a new consultant, maybe you just work at hobby, you want to have a focus so that you know what you're shooting for, right? How do you know if you had success or not? How do you know if you're finding a win if you don't even set a goal to go after? So even if it's just a small goal for a smaller type of business that you're working, it's still good to set a goal. But if you are someone who's got bigger goals and you really want to move up, then you definitely need to be setting goals. You need to be writing those goals down. You need to be seeing them, tracking them. Mary Kay Ash always said a track number grows. So we're going to talk a lot about tracking. So one of the things that I highly recommend starting with is a tracking sheet for your faces. Now, some people will do this on a digital device. Okay. You can totally do this in a Google Doc or a spreadsheet. But I always did a paper pencil tracking sheet. This is the one that I have created that I really like. And I'm going to show you why. So let me see if I can screen share so you can see it a little bit closer up. All right, so this is a place where you would write down the names of the women that you see as faces. So that would be, from a party, from a facial. Every time you see a face, you're going to write down her name. And then on the side here, these are the checklists that you are going to fill out as you move along with your follow-up. So let's take a look. You are obviously going to be closing her, meaning you're going to close the sale. We don't want to just do a face where we're just talking about the product. We want to get something from that. We want to close it. So if you're not sure about how to close a sale, then work with your director on that or talk to me or look at our resources because we have a script to tell you exactly what to say to close a sale. But if you have closed her, then you put a check mark right there. If you want to put the date, you can put the date, but you're checking it off because you know you did that. That is your responsibility to close her. Sometimes they come to a virtual session and maybe they disappear on you and you have to chase them down a little bit. You've got to follow up. You've got to set that expectation of you're going to call her and close her, which we don't say closing to her. We say, we're going to get your feedback. And so maybe you're going to offer a little gift when she does that conversation with you. I like to call it her individual beauty chat when she does that with you within 24 hours after the virtual session. So you get to check it off when you've had that conversation. Sometimes it might just be over a text message or through voice memos back and forth. But ideally, it is good to do it voice to voice. Then you're going to write down what you sold to her, how much money, how many referrals did she give you? When are you rebooking her for another appointment? Also, did you add her to your My Customers? Did you put her information into Mary Kay in Touch? Did you share the Mary Kay business opportunity video to her? That's really important. Every single person needs to be able to hear about our marketing plan. So ask every single person, can I send you a link to a video and get your feedback? I would love to see what you think of some of the advantages to being a part of the team, and send it to every single person. Don't wait for people to ask you. You're going to make sure that everyone gets the opportunity to see what it's all about. And then you're doing your follow-up, your 2-day, 2-week, 2-month follow-up. And we have scripts that go along with that. Just check in and see how she's liking her product. And then you're also going to write any number of items sold. So you can kind of keep track of how many items were sold throughout the month. Okay. So now, this does not really refer to reorders. If someone is just texting you, hey, I need more mascara, or hey, I placed an order on the website, that doesn't count as a face. But of course, you can still turn that face into a future booking, or you could share the opportunity with her. And you still might want to follow up with her on how she's liking her product. But it's typically not a face when you just get a reorder. But over here, we have a second column, and this is for tracking your shares. Now, a lot of people ask, what does it mean to do a sharing appointment? That is when you share opportunity information and then you get her feedback. So you're not just telling her on the spot about Mary Kay, you're actually asking for her to watch something and talk to you more about it. It might be a three-way chat over text where I'm involved in that text chat and you are and she is, or it might be something over the phone, over Zoom, or maybe she comes to one of our sharing events. Maybe she just watches something that we have on our Facebook group about the opportunity, but you are sharing something with her. You can tag her in the group and say, I would love for you to watch this. Tell me what you think. And, follow up that way. But you have to be able to get her feedback in order to count her as a share. You can't just share it and then not follow up, right? The follow up is key. That's where the magic happens. So make sure you're doing that. And if you're a new consultant, we are always striving for our perfect starts and our power starts. And you get prizes from me for doing that, including this beautiful pink ice ring when you see your first 30 faces. So always work on that. If you are a new consultant, see your first 30 faces. It really builds confidence and it helps you feel more, uh, you know, comfortable with all the different steps of the process of seeing faces. We also have something called doing a Power Start Plus. That's when you do 30 faces and you do 6 sharing appointments with your director's help. So that's an extra gift when you do that. Also, it's really important to keep your mind in a positive place. And one of the best ways to do that is daily feeding yourself with motivational messages, inspirational books, podcasts, things like that. And my suggestion is check out the $1,000,000 Message. This is a recorded call 5 days a week, and it's done by different top directors that have been in Mary Kay pretty much their whole life because their mother was a Mary Kay national sales director. So they are very qualified to give us lots of tips. And it's a recorded message. So you just dial the number, you put in that access code, and then it just plays the recorded message. And you can listen any time of day. I always listen on my walks, when I'm walking the dog, doing housework, and it's very inspirational. Okay, so that is probably one of the most important things for you to have in your organizing binder. Maybe you have a folder, maybe you put it in the front of your planner. You need to have this handy at all times. It should be crumpled up, used up, and always visible. Don't put it anywhere where you're going to lose it. Okay, so that's tracking sheet number 1. The next thing you're going to have is your layering tracking sheet. Okay, this is the team building layering chart. So as you are sharing with people, you are doing a variety of things to continue to bring more information in front of her. Okay, because sometimes you share and boy, she wants to join right away. But sometimes you share and she's not ready to join. But that doesn't mean we give up on her. We always are layering with more information so she can get comfortable with more things about the business opportunity and get to know our products better and just get to know you better. And a lot of times when they see that business opportunity multiple times, they decide, you know what, this is something I want to do. So let me see if I can share the screen and show you this one up close and personal so that you can see all of the different layers of the layering sheet. So you would put the person's name there who you are sharing with, and then you would check off just like the other sheet. Did she sample the products? Well, we hope so, right? People are always going to recruit better when they've sampled the products. Did you add them to our customer Facebook group? Did you do your 2+2 follow up? Did you share a video? Did you get her feedback? Did you ask her to be a hostess? Did you invite her to an event? Did you reorder? When she reorders, did you share again and then enroll her into your preferred customer program so she gets a catalog every quarter? That's really important. We want her to stay in front of the product, maybe offer to send her samples, send her a special invite on her birthday. These people are your VIPs, all right? If you have some kind of an interest in them joining your team, it's really important that you keep this chart handy and available so that you can always be tracking the shares. Okay. So if I were you, I would have a folder. These would be the two most important papers that I have because I mean it's the two oars of your business, right? It's what makes your boat go. You've got sharing, you've got selling, and you've got to track them. If we're just willy-nilly with it, if we're not writing it down somewhere, we're not going to have the same kind of success as tracking it. Now, if you love binders and you really love to have all that organized, it's back to school season and that excites you, then get a binder and put these things in there. You could have your product fact sheets in there in little page protectors so you can really study your product knowledge and get comfortable with all of the products. You could put in other notes or other brochures, things that you collect from different trainings in your brain book. It's a great idea to have that, but make it so that it's not so big that you can't carry it around and do things with it. You want to be able to use it and find it and always be tracking. Okay. So a couple other things that you may want to track is the National Court of Sharing and National Court of Sales. So these are two examples of how you could track the Court of Sales and Court of Sharing. This is showing you how many sharing appointments you would need to do in order to have those 24 qualified team members that you need to earn the B. And then this is showing you how many orders, wholesale orders of 450 you would have to have in order to reach that beautiful Court of Sales ring. And every year it's a different beautiful ring. Let me show you on our boards where we have some more of these tracking sheets that you may like even better. So we have something called the Boards app. And let me pull up Boards so you guys can see how it works. You can do it on your computer or on your phone. It's an app. And in our Bold Believer board, if you go to what's new, we have a goal setting folder. And if you go to the goal setting folder, I have a lot of different tracking sheets that are related to earning that Court of Sales ring and earning the B. And maybe your goal is just to get halfway there and do the Princess Court or do the area court and have 12 qualified. Whatever it is, set a goal. Just like we said in the beginning, you need to have a goal that you're shooting for. So if you have not gotten crystal clear on what your overall goal is for the year, you've got to do that. I want you to print out one of these tracking sheets and put it in your binder, put it on your cork board, somewhere you are going to see it and remember it. It's very important to have a bigger long-term goal, but then also have a short-term goal as well that can help you with focusing on what you want to do each month. This is a great tracking sheet too. This is a monthly goal tracker that you may enjoy if you like coloring in. What you're going to do is you are going to track the sales that you have each month and also the shares that you do. And you can like check off or color in the stars and the B's. And when you color in a certain amount, it's going to tell you if you're on target for either being a star, being on Princess Court or Queen's Court. Same thing for sharing, okay? So the amount of activity that you do will give you this result at all of those different levels. So you make a goal, you put it in the box, and you color as you go. And it's very rewarding. It's fun to like color things in and just check things off. It's like in our human psychology, we want to see that and feel the progress that we're making. So this would be a great thing to have printed out every single month and have in front of you. It's your monthly tracker. All right. So Boards has lots of things. Definitely check it out for more tracking sheets. These are really basic ones, but there's some cute ones in the Boards. Okay. Finally, one thing that we're going to do this month, because it is Mary Kay's anniversary, but you could do this any month, is a sales challenge to sell a certain number of items. So this one is a challenge to sell 62 items for Mary Kay's 62nd anniversary. So we're very proud of our legacy and our history. And all you need to do is print out this tracking sheet. And every time you sell an item, you can just check it off, or you could write the name of the item in the little hive here. These are all the little honeycombs on a beehive. And of course, if you did that, you would probably be selling at least $1,300, $1,400 just from the selling of the items. If it's about an average of $20, $25 an item, and that's going to give you your power up level and probably even higher at the Swiss level, because this year the top trip is to, you guys know, it's to Switzerland. So we are giving away the Swiss Deluxe prizes when you hit the 800 wholesale level. So you can strive for that as a way to kind of go beyond just that 600 power up and shoot for the 800. If you do this, I bet you'll get there. So this could be an additional tracking sheet that you put in your binder along with your year-long tracking, okay, of your quart of sales and your tracking for your team building, layering, and your monthly tracking, and possibly that monthly tracker. All right. So there's one more thing I wanted to share with you. And this, of course, is optional. This is sort of the and then some. But I'm going to share some videos in our Facebook group about the 45 to Thrive program. This is something that was created by some other Mary Kay directors and then put into this beautiful packet of information from Tandy Fisher, $1 Million Director from Illinois. And so there's multiple pages that go along with this, but I'm going to give you a really quick synopsis of what this training was all about and why these tracking sheets may help you. So Tandy's philosophy is, what if you had 45 customers that ordered $1,000 retail from you every year? $1,000 from 45 customers. That means they are going to be a customer that loves the product and they are using a lot of different products. So what she did was she said, let's figure out what would that customer have to order if she was going to order $1,000. So this first sheet just shows you her estimation of what that may look like. Now, for your customer, it might be a totally different combination of products. It might be her daughter's skincare and her son's skincare and her own makeup. You know, maybe she just loves the body lotion and she buys a bunch of that. Who knows, right? But the goal is to get your customers on a lot of different products. So in her training, she has a way, number one, of tracking. This is a really tiny tracking sheet. So I don't know if I would personally use this, but the idea behind it is great. It's actually looking at, what are my customers actually using? And how can I grow the amount of products that this customer is using? Because if she's always just ordering a CC cream and a mascara, a CC cream and a mascara, that's really not getting you closer to that ultimate goal of national quart of sales with $1,000 in orders from that one person. Now, if $1,000 sounds like too much for you, what if you could imagine having 90 customers that ordered 500 from you, right? That almost seems more manageable. And Mary Kay always told us, if the goal was too big and intimidating, break it down into smaller bite-sized pieces. So maybe on your way to having customers that are going to order $1,000 from you, maybe you could actually see a version of that with 90 customers ordering $500 a year. That's so much of a smaller number in my mind, and I think it's more doable. It's like a Voluform set, an exfoliator, and maybe she reorders that twice. Well, there you go, right? She's gotten up to about 500. So it's not hard to get there, but then you'd have to really grow your customer base, right? You'd need 90 customers doing that. So of course, you're tracking your faces, you're tracking which items they're doing. And the other really important piece of Candy's program with 45 to Thrive is she does a sample tracker, and she gives away these little cute gift cards with samples. She has like a sample club. And so she gives her customers samples and she keeps track of it on the tracking sheet. So you don't want to just give a sample out and then never follow up, right? Because then you don't know if she liked it or if she wants to buy it. But in the video, you'll see more about how she gives the samples to her customers. Of course, she's strategic. She gives them a product that she wants them to use that they're not already using, because of course, the ultimate goal is to get your customers on a lot of product, right? You're trying to see what products can I add to her list of products that she purchases from me. And so this is the tracking sheet where she tracks her samples and she keeps track of what was the sample, what was the date that she sent it, when does it expire, and how does she follow up. And these are some examples of the gift cards. And you could get these printed out on Office Depot's site. It's usually about $10 off a $40 purchase, and that would help them get that product that they're sampling for a nice little discount. So I think that is a great idea. Just it's a great way to reach out to people. And in her video, she explains how she messaged them and say, "Hey, I noticed you're not using two of my favorite products, the Revealing Radiance Facial Peel and the Moisture Renewing Gel Mask. Can I send you some samples and see what you think? I absolutely love these products and I think you will too." I mean, who's going to say no to that? So it's strategic. It's not just doing it out of the kindness of your heart. Of course, it is kind, but you're doing it because you think these could help her. And then you're going to use your tracking sheet to follow up with her to see what she thinks of it. And then you're going to get the sale. And you're going to include, of course, that gift card that is going to expire about, I think, 2, 3 weeks after the time that she receives it. So you don't want to give it to her to like use for 6 months, right? We want her to use the sample and get that discount immediately. So those are some things that you could also include in your binder for tracking. It definitely will help boost your business if you do the samples and follow the advice that Tandy has given you in the 45 to Thrive program. It might not be exactly to the letter of how she does it, but if you are just doing that to connect with your customers, I know you're going to get more sales. You're going to get more product in front of your customers, and it's going to increase your total year-long sales. So hope those ideas helped you. I hope they get organized and excited about what's to happen this year. Track numbers grow. So get that binder, get those folders, get those tracking sheets printed out. They're all in our Facebook group, in our boards, and you are going to have to use them though, right? We got to use them and put that income producing activity behind it. So let me know in the comments if that was helpful. Let me know if you need help with anything, and let's go rock it out this year. Bye. Thanks for watching.